Fellas, welcome. Have you ever seen this lean bodybuilder looking Pokemon and wondered, this looks like quite the playable deck? Well, this video is especially for you. Now, we call this thing Grimmsnarl. However, you can call it anything. Grimmy, Grimsman, anything formally you'd like. Today we're going to look at 1, a list, 2, top matchups and kind of meta spread, and 3, how to actually play this thing. Now here's the list I've been cooking on the ladder with. Yes, it does have a couple 2-prize liabilities, and yes, I do play Psyduck, but it is valid, and I reckon you should play it before judging. Now, first of all, we have 3 boss orders. It's just better to be aggressive, like in the previous Grim list that I had. Patron EX is used to switch, and has been making an inclusion in multiple different decks. Fez is just great against everything, and there are a lot of 1-ofs like Ultra Ball and Nest Ball and Rare Candy that are really should not be played as 2-ofs. Some people play 2 Nest Ball, and in hindsight, it could be better, but 1 Nest Ball is kind of optimal because you do have Ultra Ball, and typically you're just drawing into things since it's such an aggro build. Next up is matchup spreads, and this is pretty much just going to be me going over the matchups and how to walk through them over the top 6 most played decks on Limitless. I will have some honorable mentions, especially things that have been doing well at regionals, such as Zoroark, Terrabox, and still Ceruledge, because for some reason people are playing it. Firstly, we've got Gardevoir. This scumbag of a deck is kind of a mid matchup, but being dark is obviously pretty good, just out of pure type advantage. Now, one thing that you do want to keep track of is because you have Frostlass stacking damage, and they're stacking damage with Psychic Embrace, keep monkeys on board. Do not miss your hand attachments. Do your best to get a monkey out and attach a Dark Energy. Next is Goldango. I'm not sure why it's the second most played deck, because it has absolutely no first places at regionals except for Dansk, which is quite recent. It's been in rotation for like 3 years. Not 3 years, but like, you know what I mean. And literally your entire game plan here is pretty much just to spread damage. Goldango takes damage due to Frostlass, due to your monkeys, and then set up a Devo play at the end. If you don't have Devo in deck, you have a prize. Just like, I don't know, man, get better. Just smack into Dengos, KO their Genesects, KO their rocks, trap their rocks, even though they play 2 Turo. They can't find it that easily unless they're like drawing their entire deck, and that's where stalling comes in. Up next is Poltnor. Poltnor is kind of bad for you because they have Dusclops and everything, but that's why we play the Psyduck, so it's just harder for them. They have to go through that obstacle before they go Dusclops, KO Morgrim, and like Frostlass off of a boss or counter catcher. Phantom Dive, you're both kind of setting up slowly. You typically set up faster. However, they do have Badoo to slow you down, which locks you out of Secret Box, locks you out of Candy, locks you out of Buddy Poffin. So it's kind of one-sided. However, you can set up a Devo play if you really want to. Take advantage early if you get a Grimmsnarl set up, get a Spikemuth into play, get 2 Morgrims, get a boss on Dracloak and Badoo. That's 2 prizes. Just try to get as far ahead as you can. I know that's what Polnor wants you to do, but you can just steamroll them if you really try hard enough. 4th most played and just above Grimmsnarl and people playing, I guess, is Absolbox. Now, I'm still grasping what even Absolbox is because it seems like a pretty big pile to me. And even if they have Penny, that makes it really annoying when you're spreading damage on their stuff. You can still set up a lot of big damage, KO their monkeys as fast as possible. You do not want them monkeying over to you. Just set up Absol damage, Kangaskhan damage. Keep 2 supporters in your hand at all times, because if they get your supporters and give you a dead hand, you're not going to be able to do anything. We're at the Grimmy Mirror. Now, with the Grim Mirror, you don't want to set up Frostlass. You just want to establish monkeys, play passive, and whatever you do, do not smack into the Grimmsnarl. If you set up any damage on their board, they're going to monkey it back to you, take advantage, get damage on with Grimmsnarl and snipe your bench, which is absolute worst case scenario. You want to be doing that, not them. Finally, the top 6 most played decks is Charizard EX. Now, Zard is, in my mind, completely washed. It's not as good as before. Klefki's pretty good. Psyduck helps it a lot against Poltnor. Gives it a pretty good matchup spread, but Grim takes advantage of it a lot. And I don't know what they're doing with their absolutely stupid 50 HP Pidgeys. This is the most low IQ move I see. You literally set up Frostlass, set up a Grim. You're always faster than them. Heck, go first. Set up a Grim, Secret Box, get Spikemuth into play, get a Frostlass out, let turns pass, Monkey 2 damage, 20 damage onto their Pidgey, snipe it, as well as a Charmander, and you're absolutely perfect. They'll only have one Charmander, they'll respond with 240, giving you damage. You'll Monkey it back, smack, and then you can just go for a Devo play, or you can set up another Grim, hit into that, snipe something else. It's free. Up next, our honorable mentions is really only 3 big decks: Terrabox, Ceruledge, and Zoroark. Zoroark's been doing pretty good, so I'm going to go over that one first. Zoroark, you don't hit into their Zoroarks because they'll use them as Reshiram. KO their Reshirams, KO their Petrons, KO their Fez. Anything but the Zoroark. Let damage pile, Monkey onto it, and it's really the same with any Stage 1 deck. Go for a Devo play. Up next is Ceruledge, probably the most aggro deck known to mankind. They play 3 Jet, 1 Turo sometimes, so just trap them as often as possible. Use your Night Stretchers, use your Super Rod, Monkey damage, spread it. You're ultimately going to go for a Devo play after a Tree Locking. You're going to KO their Squawk with Monkey damage. You're going to KO their Rocks with Monkey damage. It's really simple. Just don't get steamrolled. If they set up super fast and starting like 300 damage, do not get a Grim out. If you do, and you come down like 2 or 3 prizes after the first like 3 turns, you're cooked. Finally, a little bit of a harder matchup is Terrabox. Terrabox has Wellspring Mask, they have Teal Mask, Gograpon, they have Iron Leaf sometimes. It's kind of a bit hard to deal with this matchup, especially with them incorporating maybe Hoopa sometimes, Mega Absol, Mega Kangaskhan even. That's more, you can deal with it. The key is get Shaman out as fast as possible, get damage on their Hoothoots, get a Grim out as fast as possible, smack into their Ogrepons. They only have 1 Turo and they can't reuse it, so as long as you're setting up damage and you're able to Monkey damage over to KO their 2 prizers, you're often 2-hitting things, leaving them with 30 HP. So if you're hitting to Wellspring Ogrepon twice, that's really a waste. You should be monkeying. So just play resourcefully and you'll be able to take out the win. To my favorite part of the video, how to actually play this thing. Now it depends, but typically you're going to get 2 Impidimps and a Snow Out as fast as possible. That's usually what you're grabbing. It's like 3 Dreepy and 1 Duskull for you Poltnor players. It's like double Ralts for your Guardy players. It's like double Mander and a Pidgey for you Zard players. It's like the bread and butter. Double Impidimp, 1 Snorunt, Chef's Kiss. Get a couple Monkeys established. You're going to want to start either Monkey, Yveltal, something chunky in the active that'll take a hit, or just get knocked out for 1 prize, because you don't want to be giving up 2 prizes immediately. And you're going to go for a TM Evo play, set up some damage on your side of the board with Frostlass, use Secret Box to search out things like Artisan, things like Spikemuth, get out a Grimmsnarl, start setting up damage with that, start like hitting 180, 30, 30, 180. And then you can Monkey to reach numbers. Heck, you can KO other people's Monkeys because you're hitting 50 with between turn ticks and the snipe damage from Grimmsnarl. And then you have your Monkeys. If you have like 2 set up, that's already 90 damage. And then 1 turn more and they'll get KO'd. It's really kind of simple to play, I'm not going to lie. Some lists play Badoo. Badoo can help in the early game to item lock things like Zard if your Zard matchup's kind of bad with the build that you have. And it just depends on what build you're playing. If you're playing the Ursaluna build, you're going to rely kind of more on Ursaluna to do the heavy lifting at the end. You can get double Grim established. And then once those are knocked out, go Ursaluna Energy and then boss for game. If you're playing the Fez build with like a Petron or something, you can go establish Fez early on after something gets knocked out, like a Badoo, to draw some cards afterwards, because that's the closest thing you have to a draw engine other than your supporters. And if you're playing none of it, if you're playing Grim as your only 2 prizer, you're, I don't know what to say, but it's not the smartest choice. Well, that's how to play Grim. That's all the matchups. That's a decent list. Anyways, like, subscribe. Have a good day.